This call is being recorded.
Beautiful. All right, let's see. All right. I am recording our conversation. Please don't hesitate to interrupt if you have any questions whatsoever. You're
Okay.
totally welcome. And yeah, I see you got the transit forecast, which is awesome. So relative to that, Uh, actually, I'm grateful to see you were born in Gemini season. So that's always awesome. And I see your rising is late Capricorn and your moon is in Virgo. So that's definitely also awesome. And I look forward to helping break this down. And once again, please, if there's any questions you have, don't hesitate to interrupt. You are more
Okay.
than welcome. So, with that being said, we know that you have uh Pluto that has been transiting your first house for the past 3 years. And 2020 was definitely a pivotal and important transit because that was the year we had the four outer planets transiting through your first house. So you had Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto in Capricorn. And okay, yeah, with that, of course, aspect, um, an axis, this did the equivalent of kicking you off a brand new 12-year cycle. So given that the AC is like our chapter one, relative to the past 12 years before then, this of course coming into like late 2020, early 2021, but I would say by like March. Yeah, March of 2021 was when we had that conjunction cycle. March 21st, 2020 specifically was when we had that initialization of the apocalypse cycle, which you embodied. And the reason why this is really relevant, Saturn rules your chart. Saturn, which is 0 degrees Leo. I am mind blown actually just seeing that right now. Oh yeah. One, that's cool. Okay, I know Kanye was born 77 because he has Saturn and Leo too, but I know Saturn and Leo is really cool because or it's awesome because this gives you integrity of the heart. Saturn Leo brings this social karmic responsibility to hold the society around you, of course, accountable to how seriously they love and express themselves. Saturn and Leo is also going to really express a mastery and integrity of your ability to perform and express your ideas. So, as a Gemini sun, this will add a lot more boldness and seriousness to your attitude and how much more you say things with your chest and really mean what you say, right? And I love that Mars is here because Mars will speak of the disciplined element of how you take action connected to your heart and boldness. You're very serious about said actions. And, coming into the seventh house ruled by the eighth is now how you integrate this enlightened lifestyle. Because the sixth house Gemini, you have this brilliant ability. And I see Mercury. Oh, okay, Mercury's in Taurus, which is awesome. Venus there actually aligns true beauty with your spirit. So, Venus in Gemini is awesome because it's really good for poetry, but you literally have beautiful words. But regardless, this aligns, of course, the polishing of one's lifestyle to where you can really look at someone's life. And with the Capricorn rising, you have such an incredible personality that organizes this collective representation. It's a goddess level or god level personality. This is your ability to literally align other people's lifestyles and your own routine with enlightenment. So, this is actually really awesome because you have the ability to maintain the awareness of the thoughts that you think moment to moment to actually live this lifestyle aligned with the truth. And so you're able to apply that in service to help other people live a lifestyle that's true to them by isolating what might be outside of truth. Neptune is opposite your sun in Sagittarius, and Neptune being in the sign of the 12th, even though it's in the 11th, at one level transcends your intuition, which in Sagittarius is clairvoyant, on another level because it's opposite your Gemini sun. And that's what I appreciate, because I have Gemini in my chart, but I don't have Sag, I don't have Virgo, I don't have Pisces. So I don't consider myself as perceptual as other mutable signs like you that have this, because the Neptune in Sag opposite you gives you spiritual goggles. So you are looking at someone and you instantly, before your brain can process, you see the meaning of their spirit. And
Mm-hmm.
and in the 12th house, you like, if you were to share what you see, people would call you delusional, but what you're seeing, you can literally you can literally look at someone's eyes and just see a snake head and be like, "Oh wow, this person's a snake," and then they end up really being a snake. And this is supernatural. Like, it's cool though because you're an angel. Gemini is the angel spirit, and then as the Virgo moon, you are the master angel, or the mastery of enlightenment. Virgo moon is the critic, or it's the soul of perfection. So I appreciate that, because Virgo and Gemini constantly put each other in check. You have this wherewithal to be aware of the magic of your words, but you have this inner critic with the moon in Virgo that's like, but is it real though? But is it real though? And the Gemini is like, does it have to be real? I just wanted to say it. And both of them really, the Virgo moon will help you analyze what you're aware of that's real, that can actually be fit in context. But then it also mixes with the Neptune, and it gives you real social context to see those visions and understand how it actually plays out and whatnot. So that mutable axis alone is very supreme. And the reason why that's relevant is now we're in Pisces season. So Pisces season, which represents your third house, is now your ability to develop divine skill sets and the ability to imagine how to think and why to think and what to think or what to imagine, because now you're aware of the truth, you understand how the details play out, and you see the higher meaning. Especially in the 12th, what you see is literally from God's vision to you. It's important to believe it, no matter how nonlinear or strange it is. I think at this stage of your life, you've mastered this. The South Node has unlocked it. You're used to this. And because, of course, it's opposite your sun, it's transcending the vision you see about other people, so that you're holding that vision, and that enables you to see where their life is out of balance of truth. And this can really go a long way towards facilitating that. It's even more interesting because you have Chiron 0 degrees Taurus, and then you have Uranus 3 degrees Scorpio. So this is all major, because we know, and that's what's the coolest thing about being born in the mid 70s to the 80s, because all of you with Uranus and Scorpio, you've completed it. It's in Taurus. The Uranus opposition is very important. And I want to do a documentary about Uranus and Scorpio, because that's one of those planet placements that give me a question mark, because what we understand about it, even astrologically, is still like less than 1%. Like Uranus and Scorpio is this supernatural, claircognizant wisdom that enables you to psychoanalyze and understand psychology like this before you even really understand what you're picking up on. And for you to have this complete in Taurus, where you have Mercury and Jupiter, is really speaking of your body language and your body's ability to discern other people's body language and what that means psychologically inside. And now that you have Mercury in Taurus, you already have the wherewithal to know and understand the wisdom of the meaning of certain people's bodies reactions, or like just how people's bodies talk to you. And this definitely, of course, finishes the pipeline of how creatively you can express your body language and materially ground a lot of these intangible insights. Furthermore, your north node is in Scorpio, so the nodes that have opposed this have completed this pipeline to unlock the support you have in your community, because with the north node and Uranus near the MC, that is a very pure and unconventional destiny, because you have Mercury and Jupiter on the south node. So the comfort the easy thing is to really rest in your own home because you have Jupiter on the IC. You have so much wealth and abundance. Even if this wasn't in money, just the value you have just with you, like you have solid values that can manifest wealth like this. And it could, I would say, I would think that it is also some form of money that this eclipse is unlocking, which we'll talk about. But it's easy for you to rest in the values of wealth and worth that you have within yourself because it's just forever expanding, and you can process and communicate that. The challenge is to bring what you have to the society around you so that
Mhm.
this can be shared, because you're able to unconventionally share this wisdom in ways that transform communities around you. And that's the destiny, because you'll always have this expansive grounded wisdom that you can share to transform people's lives out there. And so what's interesting is now that the node is in Taurus, you're completing that element relative to this round of your destiny, of now unlocking all the support you've challenged yourself to really engender and put yourself out there. And now it's all coming back. It's all coming back in the form of independence of people who support your creative endeavors and how much you expand with what you bring to the table. And I want to emphasize, with the south node coming from Jupiter to the north, it's like you got the goods and you're sharing that sauce. It's like you're bringing from what you have, which of course it could be easy to just rest on what you have, but of course, as an angel, as a perfect or master angel, this definitely enables you to share this more in service. But the reason why I wanted to share that is relative to these transits, right? We had that March 21st, 2020 quadruple conjunction, which I feel late Capricorn risings like you are the only ones who've had something that epic. That is huge. And we're finally at the place where, with Jupiter squaring that, you're able to now see those seeds you planted in 2020 evolve out the ground initially, and really see what, how much you've evolved since then. So Pluto coming into late March and April is going to enter 0 degrees Aquarius, opposite your Saturn, square your Chiron. Coming into June, it's going to retrograde, it's going to go back, do that again. Then end of the year, it's going to go back into Aquarius. 2024, it's going to retrograde, and it's not going to be until 2025 that it starts to really move in Aquarius. So that opposition, where coming into June and July, the North Node will be opposite your Uranus on its way to get ready to move into Aries. And that square to Pluto, opposite Saturn and Chiron, is getting ready to trigger very, very powerfully and magically this fixed cross here. We want to revisit 2021, because coming into the end of 2020 into 2021, we had 0 degrees Mars and Saturn in Aquarius. And when we had started that Saturn Aquarius transit, you had officially completed the Saturn return that started for you 2005. So that karmic responsibility to really help create more of a bold community and society by leading by example, your seriousness of approach of speaking from the heart. You've completed that by manifesting the knowledge of yourself, the knowledge of the community that you embody, so that now that you have put yourself out there to deal with other people and share of your gifts, now you're coming into the value of all that, of a job well done. And I think the checkpoint of that was 2015 to 2017, or was that 2012 to 2015 rather, when Saturn was in Scorpio. So that was the midway point from 2005 to 2021, where you were coming into that transition period, coming into this transformative karmic establishment of solidifying your career. And this is where you were getting ready to integrate from 2015 to 2021. And the reason why that's important is you completed your Saturn return, you've completed your karma. Saturn, that's coming out of your second house, is actually solidifying the level of worth and value that, to me, is like corporation money. It's like anchoring so much total knowledge of your value and network that it adds more to your net worth. Jupiter, of which expanded as it evolved in 2021. And so Saturn, that's conjuncting the sun in your second house, is starting this 365-day cycle that will meet in Pisces towards establishing so much more worth. And what I akin this to is last year, 2021, rather, Jupiter went through Aquarius. So if Aquarius is your second house and that's like your pool of value, then Jupiter, and this pool is like how much money you can make, right? Or how much worth, because you manifest knowledge, right? So Jupiter expanded that. So now you can make more money. And then over the past 2 years, Saturn constructed and poured cement on the expansion so it can sustain you coming into this more. So relative to the last cycle, your worth and the standards of your worth and what you feel your worth and how much you charge per se is bigger. And let me give you an example of this. We're both Geminis, right? But I'm a Taurus rising and individual personality, and you're the Capricorn rising, which is like the ascended version of the Taurus rising. So you paid me so that we can talk one on one because my second house is Gemini and I manifest truth. But your second house is Aquarius. So people are going to pay you to manifest knowledge collectively. Whereas you're not limited to just being one on one. This increases your income potential extraordinarily. This is kind of like writing a blog post, and now it's collective everywhere for everyone to come into. So whereas my awareness is directly manifesting the truth, your awareness is integrating the lifestyle of this truth in the sixth so that people can align with the right ideas. And it's way deeper than that, but it really just kind of adds more incredible mastery to how you express the Gemini versus me individually in Taurus. And so the strengthening of this knowledge that, I mean, you're so much more knowledgeable compared to 2 years, the trine to your sixth house in Gemini enables you to integrate all this knowledge that you have been developing and these neural pathways you've been strengthening into your lifestyle. The extra wealth you're coming in, how can you spend that money to literally enlighten more? And this could be in the form of knowledge converted into more enlightened thoughts, which is really awesome because we know you have Pluto Libra, which now connects intensely towards how you establish this socialization extremely around you, especially if there is some social anxiety. Is just because you're more no nonsense when it comes to social engagements. But I wanted to preface that because we know Jupiter went through your third house, evolved your divine skills. This is akin to learning tarot or a new skill for the first time or revisiting this. And then, of course, now Jupiter's in Aries. And once we reach April, if I even give you an exact date, I want to say like right before Taurus season, really, uh April 16th, April 12th, specifically April 12th, 2023, we're gonna have April 11th and April 12th, we're gonna have a 21-degree, 22-degree Aries conjunction. But I'm looking now, it's actually 21, which is cool because 21 degrees is your Cap rising. So it's going to be exactly on your fourth house. And Jupiter going through the fourth house facilitates a move. So you might be moving, even if and this might kind of just come unexpectedly, or you may just renovate your inner home. So normally everyone I do readings with that have Jupiter going in the fourth house, they move. But if they don't move, then they just like expand their home. They just kind of like renovate it, add more quality to it. You're expanding more the comfort of where you feel comfortable being yourself and being at home. And this is very pivotal because that's 11th house to our Gemini sun. So while this is impacting your fourth house, this is also going to expand what authentic original circle of friends belong with you in your private space. Who do you trust in this private space of your home? Who belongs with you? Kind of connecting in this space. And what's also really cool is by the time we enter May, Jupiter's going to go into Taurus, and so you're going to return your Jupiter coming into the end of the year. Um, Before Jupiter retrogrades in Taurus, for sure. It's gonna retrograde coming into August. Yeah, September. So 15 degrees right before actually uh yeah, right before, ironically, it returns for you. So it's going to right to your Jupiter, then it's going to retrograde. The next year, it's going to overcome that. So the Jupiter return is going to be so exceptional because it's getting ready to expand your Mercury. We both have Mercury in Taurus. So unlike Gemini, Mercury's who talk really fast and process information really fast, we're able to slow down and enunciate and process more practically the productive nature of our thoughts to monetize that. So because this is your fifth house, this is going to really produce a lot of creativity. You're going to be stimulated more creatively than ever. That's 12th house to our Gemini sun, though. So we're transcending during this period uh not only the values that influence our spiritual beliefs, but in your case it's going to transcend your inner child and how much more creatively you not only tap into that, but who you perform that to in the community, and relative to the Scorpio transit, that will open up more support by this period of people who you've been connecting with the past 2 years, and strengthening your worth of what knowledge you can really share relative to that. Because of course you definitely are tapped into amazing angelic light codes, just the Neptune opposition alone. And this is where that grand fire trine with this burgeoning Jupiter transit is going to complete more the raw original identification of what will help you direct how you see these visions about other people and how more to understand them and move forward with them. So that's really cool because Jupiter right now is 8 degrees opposite your Pluto, which is intensifying. Okay, it's 10 degrees, but it's intensifying a lot more how you connect. So I wanted to just preface that because right now we're in Pisces season. We had the new moon. This is initializing new ideas around the worth, or new beliefs around the value of your attitude and skills that you are bringing to the next level. So this is like in a law of attraction way, it's stimulating your imagination to really throughout your day believe in how you want to create your reality. And as a Gemini, the thoughts that you're having will challenge whether, okay, how abstract are these beliefs and how true I can align them to my lifestyle. Like I can imagine I want to have an amazing day, but now I'm thinking, okay, I can have an amazing day by doing this, this, and that. And this is where everything that you imagine, you'll already come into a way to integrate real time. And this is going to stimulate to, by the time we reach the full moon in another week and a half, you're understanding with this lunar return the details of exactly how to imagine your day so that you can live this dream life. Everything that you're securing now, by June, you will have integrated into your lifestyle. So this is really cool because this is happening at a period that's transcending a lot more of how much you know about what you're capable and worth, which will bring greater the quality of what Saturn will subsequently, by the end of February into March, begin to develop to structure the experience of this value and strengthen this nature of your attitude that will crystallize and materialize all your beliefs. What's even cooler is, as Geminis, this is our house of career. So you're fundamentally changing your belief around what career success you're meant to have.
Mm-hmm.
And the ideas of how your skill sets contribute to your career direction. So that's beautiful because Jupiter evolved this last year, and this is going to really show us what more we're capable of accomplishing. And that's going to move us in the direction in Aries, where you're going to understand how much more comfortably to really be original in this sense of home and where you feel at home. Aries fourth house, which is dynamic because you can feel at home anywhere that allows you to be originally you, and
Mm-hmm.
where you you know what I'm saying, where you feel you belong. So by the time we make it to Virgo season 6 months from now, a lot of what you're learning as far as how to really imagine your day will become mastered. It would have been integrated by Gemini season to where you're thinking about how you can incorporate this into your lifestyle. And by the time we're in Virgo in September, now it's so real in your society, you're able to teach what it is you've learned. And we do this every year. This is the pipeline you'll have from March to September. It's just relative to this year. Jupiter is going to be in your fifth. That's going to be expanding the creative means through which you're able to now show how it is you live this lifestyle. So coming into, of course, the eclipse in Taurus, this is going to unlock a lot of wealth. One thing I have to say as Gemini sons, once Jupiter goes into Gemini 2024, that's what's going to evolve our spirit, and we'll feel less lethargic, especially if you felt like isolating yourself more. That's not for no reason. A lot of that is because we're coming into such incredible evolution. We're just preparing our minds for it, but it's also reconstituting how at home we are with our own bodies and our mind body connection. So that being said, coming in, I would say from now until June is the process of taking these new beliefs around how to live your life and taking it to the next level, adding more quality to how much more comfortable and luxurious you're able to really live this life. And then once we step into your birthday period, a lot of what's an idea or belief is now a lot more reality. It's more you integrating and mastering, really creating the nature of your routine through this and seeing more clearly the vision with the Neptunian aspect. This is where coming into now April, Pluto will be 0 degrees. And that square to Chiron in opposition to Saturn is going to intensify so extremely the quality of how much more supernaturally you manifest, which will be more at an effortless level. And that retrograde is going to be a transition period to get used to this change. And I think this is going to be respective to world events that impact everyone. Because Uranus is also going to be squaring this Pluto, it's going to bring such unconventional, unexpected transformations in your career outlook and approach, which I once again truly believe is connected to world events. So this is going to be from like April to the rest of the year, basically. And not just April, I want to say late March. So once we step into Aries season, and we finish Pisces, Pluto's going into Aquarius. So coming into March, you're already going to feel it now because it's 29 degrees, but that's something to keep in mind because that's exactly impacting you. And then from June to September, we're taking this lifestyle you're integrating, and now you're bringing it out to break through into your society and how you apply this sense of lifestyle towards other people. And so Cancer season is going to really break through in the summer towards how you're integrating this change of how you think about your life towards expressing that towards other people and seeing real time how the integration of the way you think impacts other people and influences them, and the results of these partnerships coming into August that will really highlight not only the Saturnian element with Leo and Mars, but bring a lot more passion towards how you're moving forward. Right now, Mars is in Gemini. So this is what's stimulating a lot of the ideas and the effect towards you really assertively integrating ahead of time these elements of your lifestyle, and really just thinking of a more advanced way to live your life, which you already did the work for the last 2 years. So you're just really drawing from this total knowledge of Saturn. And that really is going to be the next 6 months in a nutshell. Coming out of July, August, and September, it's going to, relative to the prospective events in the world and how specifically you engage with others, take elements of how you're being inspired to believe you can live your life and actually by then see this play out. So I don't want to say too much about then because this is a very pivotal period where it's going to impact all of the world. And I want to focus more on now, um, April and May, because coming into Taurus season is going to bring you to this foundation where, based on that, you'll know much more how to move forward.
Okay.
And right. Specifically now is going to adjust the perception to let you know what direction to move in late March into April. So anything you're not aware of now, you will be then. Once we step into Aries season, boom, you're passionately moving in that direction with all the energy to really keep you invigorated. And the energy that you're developing will all ground in Taurus, where now you have all the resources with Jupiter here in May just expanding, and you'll be more wealthy than you've ever been. And it's going to give you creative urge to know, how am I going to now create my lifestyle based on these resources. And that eclipse period, I think, is going to be an important milestone that once you're on that promised land foundation, everything else will be a lot clearer. And it'll definitely be, I think, chaotic, but because you have very strong Taurus energy, you'll be like the strong rock that certain other people can kind of rely on too during this period. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But do you have any questions?
Um, no, I've been taking notes and and my whole entire life has been supernatural. So everything that you have been saying, it's just, I mean, like in March 2020, what you were talking about, like that's what I'm led by spirit a lot. So for some odd reason, I came across Robinhood and just
Mm.
like invested money in crypto, and then that's and then last November, spirit came across me about to learn about blockchain, and then but it's like I go through these binges, these research binges, and then I'm like, what am I supposed to do with all this freaking information? Because then I realize I'm on a level that's not, the others are not around. And then so then when you say about being isolated, that makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense. And then so it's not really social anxiety. I just have a hard time relating to people because like you say, I see them and I'm like a shit or get off the pot type of a person. And I'll and so there's like this, that's been my struggle, is that desire to connect with people, but yet I'm rambling, but
No, I
uh,
feel you though.
uh,
Specifically the desire to connect with people, but not feeling like, if anything, there's anything relatable or being able to, which I appreciate you say that because I think that now moving forward, it's like since 2010, you're coming back around to now manifest a collective of people who do. And I'd say that we both mirror each other in that capacity. Because especially coming around now, it's like more than ever, even if they're few, it's just more people who can align with us. But still, we're in between worlds where we're still coming out of that isolation, kind of, and now we're in a period where people can gravitate to us, if anything,
yeah,
through that.
because you're one of what the one you said, the one you did the other day. You're like, we're all fucked, whatever. And it's, yeah, there's going to be lots of changes going on, and people are not going to be able to. And so that's where I'm just. And when you say about career, like I'm supposed to be graduating with my BA in psychology. That has been a 20-year process. I wasn't going to complete it. I had like 2 semesters left to do. And then even that being led by spirit. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? And then being with my partner who's 26 years older than I am, and just the connection and he's Pisces, like it's just
Oh,
that
nice.
connection,
Uh,
and just different things that I see that are spirit led, but at the same time I'm like, okay, now what I don't understand. I mean, I understand completely, but at the same time I don't understand. Like I'm just like, what am I supposed to be doing, or focusing my energy, or because I know these things are coming. And then that's kind of where, I don't know, maybe when you talk about Mars, where it's not like I've been angry lately, but I've been angry to the fact, like, can we just hurry up and get on with this shit? Like, can
yeah,
we just hurry up and
yeah,
make this whatever, this drama? Like, can we keep going on?
yeah.
So that's, it's all very interesting. That, I mean, it all makes sense. I'm like, oh
Right.
yeah.
I almost forgot Mars was there too because I caught myself getting frustrated and like irritated. I was like, oh, this is Mars course in theory too. Because like it is very frustrating because especially we're at a position where we already know the truth, and it's like you're waiting for people to
Exactly.
catch up, or people just refusing to accept, or pride getting in the way. So, oh my gosh, just so annoying. But it's all coming back together, and it's good to know your partner's a Pisces sun too. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
I've been learning about opposite moon to someone's sun or conjunction. That seems to bring people together, or a big kind of indicator. One of them. So that's really
But
interesting.
I mean, spirit. I mean, I don't know how much time, but uh, what, 15 years ago, this man's been in a part of my life for 15 years or so. And I remember when we first connected, because I'm sure you've had these connections where you're like, well, that's weird. Like you just feel on a soul level, and then you go about your life. And even then, how we got together, it was like, I knew that this is what was going to happen. Like it,
Mm,
I and I don't know. That's just I'm rambling. I hope I made sense, but just there's
That's good.
it's like people come to me. I don't go to people, if that makes
Right, right.
sense.
No, that
And
makes sense.
and I can instantly know when there's this connection or when there's this purpose that I'm supposed to know this
Yes,
person.
right.
And yeah.
That actually helps me understand, Venus opposite Neptune a lot. So I'll take that to note. I'll take that to heart. You The way you said it kinda brought it to light to me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
It was a theory before, but you confirmed it's accurate. I'm very grateful. I'm gonna send you this recording through WeTransfer through your email,
Okay.
so receive it there. Yeah, and it'll also be include a lifetime discount code if you can always use it whenever you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem. You have a blessed week. It
You
was nice.
too. I appreciate this clarity of just kind of which I already kind of knew, but it just helped
Right.
put, know, like
Some
I'm more,
confirmation.
yeah, I feel a little more prepared on yes, I'm very grateful. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Peace
All right.
out.
Have a good day.